Alright guys, now let's go. I'm going to help you to explain everything here, okay? That's theory in passage 3. You should spend around 20 minutes on questions 27 to 40, which is based on reading passage 3 on pages 47 and 48. So here actually is this type of questions you have done quite a lot already. List of headings. It's very tricky. Alright, so we have to read carefully and then you select the best answers. Now let's go. Now first of all, tell me, how can you do this? What is the kind of the good strategy do you think we should apply here? What should we do first? Guys, in the real exam, what should you do with this type of test? What should you do first? Skim? Skim what? All of the passage? All of the passages? No, you don't start by skimming all of the passages, no. What should you do first with this type of exercise? If you don't have a good strategy, then when you come to the re-exam, then you might not be able to perform well. Now tell me.
Look at the keyboard of list of headings.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So here, first of all, you need to quickly read through everything in the list of headings from 1 to 9. Okay? Just read through very quickly. Don't start by reading the whole passage. Okay? Never start doing any reading sections by reading the whole passage. Why is that? Because you don't have enough money for that. You don't have enough time for that. Okay? Because in total you only have 20 minutes. And if you read through everything, I think it will cost you at least like 5 to 10 minutes. And then when you come back to the questions and you forgot most of them already, so you cannot answer, and then you have to read that again and again. Okay? So you don't have enough time for that. So first of all, with the list of headings, you need to read the headings first. Don't read the passage first. Okay? So you have like number 1, complaints about the impact of a certain approach, fundamental beliefs that are in fact incorrect, blah blah, something like that. Read very quickly. And here number 27, you see they say section A, right? Section A. So now you will read section A carefully. Okay, you start one by one. In this case, you read section A carefully and you try to figure out the best heading from this list for that one. Okay, now tell me, section A, what's the answer? What's the answer for section A? Number 27, what's that? 6, right? Okay, you can write 6 there. Okay, 6. Okay. All right, section A, 6. Nhi, read that. Yeah. What people are increasingly expected to do. Do you understand everything here? Okay, so if this is the heading of this section, so what do you expect to read? What do you expect to see there in section A? Yeah. You know that, okay, if this one is the correct heading for section A, that means that when you start or when you reach section A, you will see something related to the things that people are expected to do or people should do. Okay, the things people should do or they need to do in the future, something like that. Okay, now let's go read that. Wait, give me a sec. Okay, Nhi, go. So here you can read. You need to read the title first. Okay, why companies should welcome disorder. Disorder, you understand that? Yeah. What does that mean? This one? Yeah, no kind of no arrangement or something, kind of messy, right? Disorder, that means kind of a mess. Yeah. All right. So why companies should welcome this order? Now read that, read the whole passage. Go. And then tell me where we can find the answer. For that one, read that. No, just read where we can find the answer. We don't need to read everything. Go.
We have more strategy for time management, project management, and sales organization than at any other time in human history. We are told that we ought to organize our company, our home life, our week, our day, and even our sleep, or as a means to becoming more productive. Every week, pilot, seminar, and workshop take place around the world to tell of paying public and they ought to structure their life in order to achieve this.
Well, so you have just read the whole paragraph 2.
And it's the thing that people are expected to do in that thing. But we need to organize our company, our home life, our week, our day, and even our life to become more protected, productive.
Is that the right place? Yeah, okay, yeah. We have more strategies for time management. Okay, you can read from the beginning. Organizations is big business, whether it is of our lives or those in boxes and calendars, or how companies are structured, a multi-billion dollar industry, how to meet this need. We have more strategies for time management, project management, and self-organization than at any other time in human history. We are told that we ought to organize our company, our home life, our week, our day, and even our sleep, all as a means to becoming more productive. Every week, countless seminars and workshops take place around the world to tell a paying public that they ought to structure their lives in order to achieve this. Okay, now, yes, okay, I agree. Now tell me, here they say what people are increasingly expected to do, right? Increasingly expected to do, that means what? So that they are expected to do, and increasingly, that means they have to do more and more, okay? They have today. Why is that? So they are expected to do what?
We ought to organize our company, our home life, our week,
Yeah, okay, yes. We are expected to do what? To organize our company, our home life, our week, our day, and even our sleep, all as a means to becoming more productive. That's what we are expected to do. And where I can see the word like increasingly. Because it's say like what people are increasingly expected to do, right? Yes, we have more strategies for time management, project management, and self-organization than at any other time in human history. So I mean, it increasing, right? And here is the list of things we are expected to do. And also every week, countless seminars and workshops take place around the world to tell a paying public that they ought to structure their lives in order to achieve this. All right, so you can mark that one. Okay, and then you can write number 27 next to that. Okay, paragraph 2, and you can write number 27 next to that. Okay, all right, now next one, section B. What's the answer? 1. Okay, you can write 1 there. Okay. All right, TOEIC, read that, number 1. Yeah, complaints about the impact of a certain approach. Now, it's slanders. What does that mean?
Make people feel uncomfortable or don't like about the impact of
Many people, they don't like the impact of an approach. Okay, now when you read the list, the heading list, complaints about the impact of a certain approach, what do you expect it to see, or what do you expect it to read in section B? Tell me. Because that is the heading, right? So what do you expect it to see? Yeah, approach, what does that mean? Because when you explain, you should not use the same words again, right? Approach, what does that mean? Someone else just jump in and give me the answer quickly.
Something is expected.
Something is expected.
Yeah.
Approach. What does that mean? Guys, tell me. Because if you don't really understand the statement or the heading, how can you choose the best sections for that? Someone please explain heading 1 for me. Explain it to me. You don't know? At least you must see some complaints, right? What else can you see? At least you have to see the complaints. Complaints, that means what? I mean, people are not satisfied with something and they complain about it. At least you must see some complaints about something. And in this case, the complaints about what? You will see many complaints. I mean, people say, oh, I don't like it, or oh, this one is wrong, or this one should be improved, something like that. That is the complaint, right? So, what else? Complain about what? About the impact. Do you know the impact? That means the effect of a certain approach. That means what? Approach? That means a method. Underline it and write method or methodology. Right? A certain method, I mean a specific method. Okay? That means in this section you will see a lot of complaints, like a lot of things we will say about something, and in this case that is the effect of a strategy or a method. They say, oh, that strategy doesn't work. Okay? They say, oh, that strategy doesn't help at all. It doesn't improve anything at all. Or that approach or that method doesn't work. So you see something like that. Now, let's read section B together and see whether we can find out some things like that. Go. Yeah.
This begs the question, what has gone wrong? Why is it that people the drive for organization seems so short for increasing productivity, but in reality falls well short of what is expected?
Okay, yes, you can see, yeah, some complaints by reading section B, okay? Ironically, However, the number of businesses that fail has also steadily increased. The number of businesses that fail has also steadily increased. I mean, it kept increasing. Okay? Work-related stress has increased. You see? A large proportion of workers from all demographics claim to be dissatisfied. You see, when they claim something, they claim to be dissatisfied, that means that is what? That is a complaint. Okay, you can underline that. Claim to be dissatisfied with something, that means they complain. About what? With the way their work is structured and the way they are managed. Underline the word way in this case. Way means yes, approach. Because I said that, well, approach means a method, a strategy or something, and way, it has the same meaning. Okay? You can underline the word approach and you can say, and then you can write way. Okay, and here way you can write approach because they have similar meanings. Okay? So, a large proportion of workers from all demographics claim to be dissatisfied. Claim to be dissatisfied, I mean they complain. With what? With the way, I mean with the approach. Their work is structured and the approach they are managed. Or the way they are managed. Got it? So that means you see some complaints about the effect of something, okay? The effect of a certain approach. This begs the question, what has gone wrong? Why is it that on paper, the drive for organization seems a sure shot for increasing productivity, but in reality, falls well short of what is expected? Okay? So you can underline from a large proportion of workers to the way they are managed. Okay? And you can write number 28 next to that. Okay? All right, now let's move on to the next one. 29. Section C. Ngọc Anh, go. What's the answer?
3.
Number 3, okay? 3. Right there. Okay, read that.
Early recommendation concerning business activity.
Early recommendations concerning business activities. What does that mean? So what can you expect to read or see in that paragraph? Someone else, please. Guys, please explain that. Early recommendations concerning business activities. What does that mean? Guys, nếu mà các bạn không hiểu mấy cái này thì các bạn đánh kiểu gì? Các bạn đánh bừa, chọn đại, đánh đại cho nó có à? Really? Hên xui hả? Thấy chữ business activities, đọc cái nào có nhiều chữ activities bla bla các kiểu cái điền vô. Ăn hơn thì được, còn không ăn hơn thì đứt hả? No, we don't do that, alright guys? Now, can someone explain that to me? Early recommendations concerning business activities. What does that mean? That means you see recommendations, right? That means that they will introduce something for you. Okay? Like for example, if you study here at World Society English Center and you think, oh, it's really good, so you recommend our center to someone else. That is recommendation. You understand? You introduced something to someone. Okay? Concerning, that means related to business activities. That means you will see some kind of recommendations or some introduction, okay, about some business activities. Okay. For sure you will see that in section C. They will say, oh, these are the business activities you should do or something like that. Có nghĩa là gì? Các bạn đọc heading các bạn phải expect là trong đó các bạn có thể tìm thấy thông tin gì chứ. Ok. Còn mình cũng không biết mình đang tìm cái thông tin gì, làm sao mình tìm, mình chưa biết. If you don't know what you're looking for, then how can you find it? Alright, section C. Ngọc Anh.
Writing in the first half of the 20th century, he designed a number of principles to improve the efficiencies of the work process, which have since become widespread in modern companies.
Writing in the first half of the 20th century, he designed a number of principles to improve the efficiency of the work process, which have since become widespread in modern companies, so the approach has been around for a while. Now tell me, why? Why that is the answer? No, that's not correct. Thiên Nga, can you do it? No? Đan Thư, Hương. Try. Huy.
I think early recommend is the number of a number of principles to improve the efficiency.
How about early?
Early is writing in the first half of the 20th century.
Yeah, guys, early. We are talking about early recommendations, right? Early, that means it's kind of at the beginning, or it's very early. Okay? So here, early means in the first half of the 20th century. It's very early, right? Okay? Because otherwise they say lately or something, I don't know. But here they say early recommendations. That means it must be very early. At the beginning, right from the beginning. So that is in the first half of the 20th century. And what? Recommendations, early recommendations, that means he designed a number, recommendations here, that is a number of principles. Okay? And then what? Some recommendations concerning business activities. That means that the activities we should do for business. Okay? And what are the business activities here? Concerning business activities. That means the recommendations concerning the business activities. That means the thing you have to do to what? To improve the efficiency of the work process. Okay? There's business activities. Improve the efficiency of the work process. Okay? So you see early recommendations concerning business activities. Early, that is in the first half of the 20th century. Recommendations, a number of principles, kind of structures, okay? Concerning business activities, that means to improve the efficiency of the work process. It's very clear there. So you can mark that one. And you can write number 29. Okay? Done. Now 30. What is the answer for number 30? 2. Okay, you can write number 2 there first. Section D. Number 2. Okay, read heading 2. Yeah, fundamental beliefs that are in fact incorrect. What does that mean? Yeah, some basic beliefs that are not true in the real life. Yes, you can explain like that. Yes, that's right. Okay. Section D, right? Okay. Guys, sao thầy có cảm giác như các bạn chỉ chuẩn bị có mỗi cái câu trả lời các bạn thôi. Câu trả lời người khác các bạn không thèm chuẩn bị luôn. Các bạn đi thi bộ các bạn ở đây người ta có 10 câu, các bạn chuẩn bị có 1 câu của mình thôi à. Rồi bạn lấy 1 điểm à? 1 trên 10 hả? Các bạn phải chuẩn bị hết chứ. Đâu phải là đến câu của mình thì chúng ta mới trả lời được, còn câu của người khác chúng ta trả lời không được. Như vậy là đi đứt rồi còn cái gì? Chẳng lẽ đi thi các bạn trả lời có 1 câu hả? Lấy bên 1 về xài hả? Alright, D, where's that?
Research suggests that this obsession with efficiency is misguided. Problem is not necessarily the management theories or strategies we use to organize our work. It's the basic assumption we hold in approaching our work. Here is the assumption that order is a necessary condition for productivity.
Yeah? So you have just read from the beginning until productivity. And you think that's the answer for section D. Number 2, fundamental beliefs that are in fact incorrect. New research suggests that this obsession with efficiency is misguided. The problem is not necessarily the management theories or strategies we use to organize our work. It's the basic assumptions we hold in approaching how we work. Here is the assumption that order is a necessary condition for productivity. Okay. Now tell me, fundamental beliefs. What's that?
I think it's the obsession with efficiency.
There is some fundamental beliefs. Really? I don't see anything related to fundamental at all. If you say like obsession with efficiency.
The basic assumption.
The basic assumptions. Yes, it makes sense. Might make sense, right? But what is that? What is the belief, or what are the beliefs? Guys, all of you, think about it. Because here, now you have the answers, and you cannot just look, oh, we know that the answer for section D is number 2, so we just select anything we like there. Can someone explain that? Các bạn đọc lại cho kỹ đi. Tại sao đó lại là đáp án? Bạn không thể nào cứ nhìn như đáp án rồi tưởng tượng đó là đáp án được. No? Okay. Now, look at that. It's the basic assumptions. Yes, basic, that means fundamentals, right? Fundamental beliefs that are in fact incorrect. Now, basic assumptions we hold in approaching how we work. And you can see, if you read the next one, they already explain what that assumption is. Here is the assumption that, what? Order is a necessary condition for productivity. So that is the assumption. That is the belief. Okay? So when they say fundamental beliefs, that means they are talking about this basic assumption. And what is that assumption? That is, order is a necessary condition for productivity. That means that in an organization or in a company, if you have a good order, your company can run very well. That is the belief. Okay? How about the reality? Here, you need to read the next one. This assumption, that means this belief, has also fostered the idea that disorder must be detrimental to organizational productivity. The result is that businesses and people spend time and money organizing themselves for the sake of organizing rather than actually looking at the end goal and usefulness of such an effort. Do you understand that? Các bạn đọc hiểu khúc đó không? Đọc kỹ lại. Yeah? Can someone explain that to me, please? Bạn nào giải thích được, giải thích đi. Các bạn tập nói đi, nói nhiều lên. Giải thích cho thầy nghe. Nói nhiều lên. Bạn hiểu sao bạn nói đại đi. Go. Hiểu sao?
This assumption is support the idea to this is very harmful to the organizational productivity. And so the result is that businesses and people spend time and money organizing themselves for the effort of organizing rather than actually look at the end of goal. Its usefulness is incorrect.
Yeah, kind of, yes. Alright, so in short, what does that mean? Here, they say, here is the assumption that order is a necessary condition for the productivity. That means the belief is that if you have a good order in your organization or company, then you can increase the productivity. That means you can work more productively, right? So that is the belief. But the writer thinks, oh, maybe that's not correct. Why is that? Because here they say this assumption has also fostered the idea. That means they supported the idea that disorder must be detrimental to organizational productivity. Detrimental, what does that mean, guys? Harmful. Yes, you can underline that. Detrimental, that means harmful. Okay? Disorder must be harmful to organizational productivity. That means if you don't have a good order, or if you have a mess there, then that will harm the productivity of the company. Okay? So that is the belief. And what? The result is that businesses and people spend time and money organizing themselves for the sake of organizing. That means the result is that businesses, like companies and people, they only spend time, or they just try to spend a lot of time, and they spend a lot of money for what? Just for organizing, just to keep everything in the right order. You understand? But they forgot what? Rather than actually looking at the end goal and usefulness of such an effort, they just do that. They just want to keep everything in the right order, but they forgot about the end goal and the usefulness of such an effort. I mean that, okay, we put a lot of effort in organizing, but does it work? Did we check for the efficiency and whether it can help to increase the productivity of the company or not? Maybe we don't check. Okay, we just do it because many people say, oh, we should do it. Okay, and we just jump in and we spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of money, we try to organize everything, but for what? Okay, in the end, maybe it doesn't help at all with the productivity of the company. Okay, so that is the idea here. All right, guys. So that's why here they say fundamental beliefs that are in fact incorrect. So the fundamental beliefs here is the order is necessary for productivity, but in fact it's not. Okay, guys. So you can underline or you can mark from. It is the basic assumptions. Okay. It's the basic assumptions until the end, until such an effort, and you can write number 30 next to that. Okay? Yeah? Alright guys, break time.